Hey everyone! So I've been messing with the magazine again. How do you like this? Do you like this? I love this. It's just grungy enough that it makes me happy. And I did a little stamping, of course. And I inked around the edges, and that tickles me because you can see it. And I'm going to show you how I did this. And look, I put it on some packing paper and just, so now it could be a page in a book, or it could be, something you tuck into a pocket that's a really nice size writing space. And what I'm going to do with it is put it in my Cynthia book. And I feel kind of bad because this book is beautiful, but I know she would say, it's your book. I mean, for you to do whatever you want. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to hinge it or just tuck it in the book for now. But I use this book to keep track of my videos, what I made, whatever day. And I have about to run out of space right there. So I want something else to go with this page. I don't want to go further back. I know, isn't that crazy? But so I'm going to use this, and I love it. I hope that you do. I don't know that you're going to love the process. It doesn't require, shoot, I meant to change my paper. I'm sorry I didn't. I know it's grungy. I'm not sure that you'll love the process. It does not require sandpaper, but to some it might be just as bad. And what it is, I'll just tell you up front, is this. It's awesome. You get it at the Dollar Tree. If you're, if you're sensitive to smell, which I am, you're probably not going to love this. It does have a smell. And my first thought was, that smells like ammonia. So I got to reading to see if there was ammonia in it. And it says no acid, ammonia, bleach, non-flammable. But I don't see where it tells me what is in it. So I don't know what I'm smelling. But to me, it's not pleasant. It's kind of strong. I feel like you should probably, oh, here it is. I can't pronounce any of it. There's alcohol in it, though. And some things I can't pronounce. I do think this would, I'm introducing this at the wrong time of the year. I think this is probably a summer's day outside kind of project shoot. And I also meant to look up where I saw this. I will link it, and I'll probably put her name across the screen right now where you can see. Um, when the video that I originally saw, she made her images a lot lighter. Like you really couldn't tell. You could tell it was a flower, but nothing else. All of this was gone. So you can do that. You can remove most of your image. I didn't want that. I've been looking for a way to see the beauty of the image because, like I had mentioned in several videos, I got these books from the library. They're called Garden Gate, and they were in a big binder, and I got like 8 or 10 in each binder for like 50 cents. And the pictures are gorgeous. I absolutely love the pictures. They're just, to me, they're beautiful. I love nature pictures anyway, and flowers and whatnot. But they don't really fit the type of journaling that I like to create. So to me, this fits the bill. I don't think that I would mass make it simply because I'm not crazy about the smell. My friend Laura, seriously, Laura, this is probably not for you because it does have an odor. It's not terrible, but it's like a cleaning, anything that you clean with, and that is what it is. It's a degreaser spot remover, all purpose concentrated. And maybe if I watered it down, because it does give directions on how to mix it, for things that you're cleaning. But I made this page, and then I also made a little specimen card. Again, this is out of the front of a scrapbook, 12 by 12 scrapbook pad. I just cut the little square off, and there's a lot of little images in these books like this. And I just kind of used it on one of those. But I like that you could lighten up the edges enough to ink and make it look, older. I like that I could take a little bit of the picture off, but not the whole picture, so I still see the beautiful flower. And, you know, I could do some stamping. And anyway, that's what I was going for. That's what I was looking for, to be able to use my magazine pages in my journals and them not stand out like a sore thumb because they're shiny. And I have shown some other videos of taking the grunge away, like when I did the Distress Oxide. uh, I'll try to remember to link that video below. And when I did the glue, Elmer's, just regular Elmer's glue will take it off. I made postcards like that, or any kind of picture, you know. So, and I'll try to link both of those videos below as well. But like I say, I'm always looking for a way to use magazine pages because I have so many beautiful pictures. I'm looking for one, you know, similar to that, where they're side by side. They don't have to be, but that's just what I'm going to show you today. And while I'm looking, and I hope that this little message is not too off-putting. If it is, I can't even say I'm sorry, because it was put on my heart to say it, and I'm not really sure why. Ooh, here's some really good ones. But sometimes, you know, you're called to say something and you don't question why, you just say it. So, ooh, gosh, look at that. That's what we need right there. So I'm going to tear that out. And what made me think of it was something really dumb. I pull my hair back. I have long hair, and I pull it back most of the time. And I always, when it's not back, I have the little wrap thing on my wrist. And I was getting ready to record this, and I thought, ooh, look at that. Look at that picture. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, my word. I love that. I was getting ready to film, and I thought, I hope I don't forget to pull my hair back. Which led to, you know, how one thought leads to another thought, and on and on. And so I'm going to tear this right where that is. And you wouldn't have to. I mean, you could... Well, for what I'm doing, this is how I did it. So I tear this. Anyway, one thought leads to another, and I keep this. Wouldn't those make great, oh, what are they called? Those cards, like information cards or whatever, and you back them with something and use them to write on. Those would be great for that. So I'm having a hard time getting out my message because I can't hold a thought, ain't I? And now what I'm going to do is just tear around it a little bit first. I didn't do this last time, but I'm going to do that this time. And I don't even care if it's a straight line. I just want some jaggedy edges. So I was thinking about, you know, what if I forget to put it back? And that thought led to, but I am thankful to have hair. I'm not complaining that it's in my face, blah, blah. And then the thought struck me, you know, and I'm bad about this. When something bad happens in life, you know, you tend to think, why did God let that happen? And I'm not trying to preach at anybody, and this isn't a sermon. It's just a thought that, you know, I have this, and I feel like I need to say it. Maybe somebody needs to hear it. And, you know, you think, why did he let that happen? This is so bad. And my husband was, like, you know, I've said before, an awesome, amazing person. And he knew a lot about the Bible. He didn't preach. He didn't force it on anybody. And now I'm just going to take this stuff. And if I remember right, when she sprayed it on here, she sprayed a pretty liberal amount and, you know, rubbed it. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to lose most of my image. I just want to shine it down a little bit, not as shiny, and just dull it down and create, you know, that stressed, worn look. So I kind of just sprayed it on, not very heavy. And I know that looked like I sprayed a lot, but I didn't. There's not a lot on here. And I let it set a minute because I did like the dots. Like on this one, it left little dots when I let it set a minute. And then I'm just going to take my rag and go over it and wipe it off. And any spots that I want it to look a little lighter, I just kept rubbing. And also what I did, and you could try this as well, maybe if you're sensitive to smelling, I put it on my rag versus putting it on this, where I didn't have to spray so much at one time. And that works well too. So anyway, Scott, he knew a lot, and a friend of mine told me, ask why bad things happen to good people. And the answer he gave was amazing, which was, and that's not why my story, I'm kind of getting off track, but the answer was, why don't people ask that question, where is God, and why did he let this happen, when we're sitting in our homes and we have a roof over our head and we have food to eat? And why don't they ask then, where is God? You know, because you're content. You don't question that. So anyway, back, long story, I've run around the block to say, I was thinking, you know, about my hair. Thank goodness I have hair. You know, a lot of people have problems or illnesses or, you know, whatever, and don't have. So I'm not complaining about the hair. And then while I thought that, I thought, well, and I'm also thankful I have two hands to craft with. I have, not that you couldn't make it work. I hope I'm not getting, ugh. Sometimes I don't word things very good, and my husband was really good at it. I'm just taking some of that black off so that it'll pick up on my distressing. And if no one wants to hear what I'm saying, maybe you could just mute it and just watch. But, you know, I was thinking, thank you for two hands to craft with. Thank you for two legs that I can walk to my car, and, you know, I can pick up the children, and I can do, you know, whatever. You know, yeah, your back's hurt, your neck's hurt, whatever, but it can always be worse. You know, I've said in crafting, there's always more things. Don't hoard. Don't hoard it. There's always more. Um, and that's the way with life. It could always be worse. And that's the end of my I think where I was going with that is, you know, sometimes I think myself, I forget to be thankful, and I just, anyway, now I'm done with my spiel, and it's not a spiel. I truly believe and feel that way. I just never can get it out right. So I'm just going around the edge, and I just tore off a piece, and that's okay. I don't care. I like that stressed whatever. It just looks good. I'm really going around the edges because I want it to be light enough that it picks up on my distress ink. So I'm getting it just as light as I can without tearing my paper. But see, doesn't that look good? And you haven't lost your beautiful picture. I mean, I think it looks good. I think you still have the beautiful image. Am I too close? I'm sorry. You still have the beautiful image, but it's distressed now. So now what I did, I'm going to let this dry a second before I ink it, is I took a piece of packing paper and I just made sure it was wide enough. And of course it was wide enough, and it had this jaggedy edge. And I thought, I don't want to tear that off. I want to use that as, you know, a little flip. So I kept it. So like this piece, trying to see which way I want it. This would make a good piece to, I'm going to tear the edges to make them a little bit rougher. But like this rough piece at the bottom, and I think I'm going to have to move my camera where you can see it. Hold on. Okay, so I hope I didn't make this look weird, the screen. But I wanted to show you all this rough at the bottom. I like that. So what I think I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to tear along the top to make it look rougher. And then along the sides. want to make sure I don't make it too narrow. Oh, I got lots of room. Okay. And I may just leave it like that too, where you can see a lot of the side. And I'm going to tear this one. And I don't want it to be too straight. I want it to look all funny. Okay. So now, I think before I inked around the edges, this doesn't matter which step you do this in, but I'm going to wad it up. Really good. And it's not going to matter so much on the writing side, but on the side that shows with your picture, this will look nice, I think. Okay, so then I just took my ink pad and went over this, like so. And like I said, once we glue this picture on, the back side's going to flatten out, and that's fine, but you're going to have all this good wrinkly on the side of your picture. Now I'm going to ink around. I've inked all the way around it. I think that looks pretty good. And then I took my, I'm pretty sure I used, yeah, I did. And I actually think I did this before I wrinkled it up, but it's not going to matter. I used my favorite script stamp, and I don't know where this one came from. I really don't. I did find the Ledger one, but I don't think I'll ever be able to find this one because I really have no clue on this one. I was thinking earlier, I was listening to Kenlon. She, oh, isn't that a shame? I watch her channel all the time, and I can't tell you the name of it right now. But she was answering questions, you know, that viewers had wrote in the comments that they were curious about. And she's like, they asked about editing and things that she used to edit. And that made me think of Gayle, because Gayle, I think, just is able to make, videos without editing too. And I aspire to that. I want to be one day where I can just do a video and be like, okay, I'm posting that. But, with, not to mention the silliness I say, you never know. Or, I might cough or whatever, and no one wants to listen to that. And I have so many pet peeves. I got to cut all that stuff out. I can't stand to, if I accidentally smack or I have to cut it out. So I'm going to ink around this now. But I aspire to be like them. I want to be like, that. And I don't know why I was telling you all that. No idea. I lost my thought train. That's what happens when you ramble. Oh, and I was thinking, with the grandkids and everything, and you never know when Navy's going to come running in, or Hayden or Riley have a question, and so I don't know that I'll ever be able to make a video without some kind of editing on it. And that's okay. I'm not complaining. I'll take their interruptions. So I've inked around it, and look how nice it looks. You can really see the inking on the edges. I love that. And then, like that wasn't quite grungy enough, I kind of took my fingernail and roughed it up a little bit more. Because I don't mind if it stands up a little bit. I kind of tore. I don't have, you might have just heard Navy fall. I don't have one of those Tim Holtz thing. You can take your scissors and do this too. Rough it up a little bit if you want. I'm just kind of working off the cuff here. So I don't think that's the right saying either. Working off the cuff, that don't sound right. Okay, so where I've tore, I'm just kind of inking on just a little bit more. So I'm probably going to leave some of it stand up and not glue it flat to the page. So what I was thinking is I could glue it like this, and then I could just bring this up like a pocket. This can be our pocket on the inside. And then we'll glue it, and that will be a journal page. So let me get my stick glue out. Can you see the difference, how bright and shiny this is and how dulled down this looks? And I just used the glue stick. It worked really well. I find when I'm gluing to packing paper or book page, I don't have a lot of trouble with stick glue. It works pretty good as long as I put enough on there. Like I said, I'm going to leave up some of those edges. I'm not going to glue them all down. I want it to be a little ratty-tatty. And I'm going to just take my bone folder on the other side. Make sure it's good and adhered. All right. So now I'm just going to go over my picture a little bit too, because it'll accept this a lot better now that it's, you know, kind of dulled down. We've taken that first shiny layer off, really. I just kind of... And see, I forgot to do it on that part. That says continued, and I didn't really want to keep that, so I'm just going to... I have a little bit on my rag here. I'm just going to go over that and take that right off. And then I'm going to ink over it. Doesn't that look cool? I love it. And then, of course, like I said, it looks a lot better in person. I don't know, kind of still looks... Again, it's my lighting. It's not the best, but that's okay. It works, huh? I'm going to stamp a couple places. So what do you think of this project? I'm really loving it. I really am. This really made me happy. I don't know why, but it just did. I was so tickled that it actually came out. So I'm kind of a... I love these certain stamps. I'm going to use them still. I liked how that looked in my own book, so I'm gonna use black. And I did use Stays On because even though, you know, most of the shine is gone now, I still like to use Stays On because it just dries so much faster. I don't have to worry about it smudging as bad because I mean, it takes a minute to dry, but nothing very long. I'm gonna take a little bit of that back off because I got it really bright. I should have stamped first. Ooh, I like that. Kind of smeared it just a bit before it dried, and I kind of like that. All right. Now, just going to fold it where that line is in between the pictures. And I either have a writing spot to slide into a pocket, or I would more than likely use this as a journal page. I'll glue up the... I don't know. I may not glue up the sides. That way, you know, they could unfold it, make sure my signature is sewn in here and this isn't, and then they could unfold it and have a really large writing spot. So I hope you like this project. I really do. I was really, really tickled with how this come out. There's so many things you could do with this too. I have, I'm going to ink that center while I'm talking. I have an idea. There's a lot of times in those books, they have 3 little pictures next to each other. I'll show you. I'm sure I can find one because they have them in a lot of them. Just like they have 2 side by side like this. They'll have like this, like the 3 pictures. And I have a plan for this. I'll be showing you really soon for something like that. But I love these books. And again, they're called Garden Gate. I don't even know if they still make them. This is from 2003. I hope you like this project. Give you some ideas. And this time when I used that stuff, I knew how I was going to use it. This one was kind of my first trial, so I used a little bit more. But on this one, I didn't have to use as much. And I did notice this time that I didn't notice it as bad. I don't know if it burnt my nose hairs off or if I just really, it wasn't as bad. You know what I mean? I really think it's not that bad. But anyway, I hope you like this. We'll give it a try. Let me know your thoughts, or if you have ways of deglossing those beautiful pages to use them. I know it's kind of showing up in camera that it's still shiny, but it really isn't if you could see it in person. I hope you love these as much as I do. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.